Hello everyone, good evening. So I'm kind of trying a little bit of a new setup. As you can see, I have some of my books behind me. These are just the books that don't fit in my closet in my bedroom. So, which is why I'm trying to change my bedroom into something more appropriate, as I have quite a bit. Yeah, like a lot. Like I said, this is just what is too much right now for my bedroom. This is the Harry Potter collection, by the way. It's not just a random red box. It's I believe it's the Gryffindor edition. It's been a little while since I bought it, so I'm not 100% sure what it would be called. But yeah, this is literally just what I overspilled. Not all the books are here either. Some of them are stacked next to my bed. So yeah, I have a little bit too much, you could say. With that said, thank you for your comment about sharing my writing. In a way, I do want to. I don't know how. Let me take off my headphones for a moment, sorry. I do want to share my writing journey or what I'm writing about, but the problem is copyright and people stealing my stuff, which has happened before. Somebody who I believe to be my friend once took something from me and used it in her own book, which kind of really sucked. She never published. She was deemed by the people who I'm sorry, my brain is going on again. The places that will sell you, print and copy and stuff like that. Why am I having so much issues right now? Places like Salmon and Schuster, basically, you know what I'm talking about if you know that brand. I'm just having issues speaking again, but okay. But she never managed to publish. They just didn't want her. She did solo publish in a way by trying to sell ebooks. They were not very high rated, as in less than 1 star for the place that she would buy sell them at. But still, I do have a lot of things, a lot of works that have been completed, but these are not something I would ever publish or share with the public. It's just basically random stuff that is just that I was just writing for fun, but it's not something I ever wanted to publish. But yeah, one of my biggest fears is sharing something, especially online, and then it being stolen. I don't want people to think that I would suspect them. I hope nobody would do that, but there are people who might. And so therefore I am very cautious about who I'm sharing my stuff with, who I'm sharing my journey with, and what it is that I'm writing. I have a couple of people right now who are, well, I wouldn't say selected, but who are basically good friends of mine who read this kind of genre, and they are checking out what I'm writing is good. So that's basically what I can say. So I do want to share things online, I just don't really know how right now. I don't know what would be good to talk about. Like, should I be talking about the process? Should I be talking about how I do my things or how I come up with things? I'm not sure. It's all very new in a way of sharing it to the world. It's not my first time writing either when it comes to a novel. I did have a novel that I was writing at 15. However, being as undecisive as I am, the ending is my biggest issue. I currently have or currently, I had the problem, and I still have that book. It's not like I couldn't finish it, but it's been over 10 years already, and I cannot decide on an end for that book. I do know that it's young adult. I do know that my friends back then, they really loved it. But I don't know how to continue with it. Especially considering the fact I no longer feel as close to the characters as I did then. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe one day I'll share it. Maybe... I mean, I'm still trying to complete it. It's not like it's not on my mind. It's just... it's a very, very difficult thing to continue when you're so out of the feels. You could call it writer's block in a way, but it just feels like I'm completely disconnected from what I was going through at that point, what I was feeling at that point in time that I was writing said book. So right now, I'm just not 100% sure how I would proceed with that. The book that I'm currently working on is going pretty well. It's just that I'm also stuck with a sort of writer's block right there. But not in the form of creativity. It's really the damn names. The places that I'm sending my characters to and through, and that's the biggest issue, the biggest obstacle that I have to overcome. After that, it becomes a lot easier, and right now I could put in unnamed in brackets or whatever, but if I do that, eventually I'm gonna have to go back into the book, and I'm gonna have to remove all of that and then replace it with the names that I've chosen, which can be a really big issue, especially considering the fact that I'm basically doing the same thing with the first book that I wrote when I was 15. There are a lot of things, a lot of well, how do I explain this? Well, when I was 15, my English was not really as good as I believed it to be. Today, I am pretty good into the English vocabulary. I'm pretty well spoken. I have no issues with conversations unless it's with the camera. With the camera, I tend to forget a lot of words. I don't know exactly why. I guess camera shyness is still a thing. But yeah, it's a bit difficult, but there's a lot of things that have changed. A lot of things that when I wrote that book, I thought that I was really good in the English vocabulary. But now 10 years later, I did read it myself, and I was cringing on the way that I placed the words or the way that I formed the sentences, and it was so incredibly new to English, very new to English. There was not a lot of, yeah, it was very, 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 very cringe. I just realized, damn it, I'm really hoping the wind of the fan behind me, I hope that isn't getting into the camera right now. I have no idea right now. This is... why did I not think of that? But yeah, I had that on because it's pretty warm here, and I just thought about that. So yeah, when I was reading my own book back, I was like, I'm getting back into the story, but it's missing a lot of things. It's missing some context. I mean, I'll have to admit to myself that I did put in a lot of context, or did put in a lot of details, which is great. However, there was a lot of things that could have been added. And so right now I'm working on doing that, but I'm also working on the new book, which is a completely different genre. Well, not necessarily different genre, but different type. one is about vampires and one is about a reincarnate journey. It's a very yeah, it's out there. One has dragons, one doesn't. One has werewolves, one doesn't. One feels like it's Twilight Vampire Diaries originals inspired, and the other feels more like Game of Thrones. Come on. Yeah, my mind isn't working. Powerless. Yeah. So there's a lot of mixtures between the two books, a lot of different types of genres, a lot of different feels to it. What I can tell you is the way that I usually come up with inspiration is, well, I don't really need to come up with inspiration. I'm a very creative being. Everything in my mind is basically a story on its own, which is really difficult to explain, but whenever I'm dreaming, not necessarily when I'm asleep, when I'm listening to music, I tend to daydream. And if I were to put all of that onto pages, it would be a book in itself. But it would be a book, like a different book every other week. And they're never gonna be finished. But still, it's just something that comes to me naturally. I'm just highly creative, I guess. It's just my mind is never quiet. My mind is always coming up with new things and stuff like that. So yeah, but right now I have so many books. I just don't know where to place them. So the desk that I'm on right now is very squeaky, very uncomfortable, as you probably can tell. Of course, now it doesn't squeak as much. But it's very uncomfortable. There's another desk over there. The thing is, I don't really want to show it right now because it's a mess. Like, it's a mess, and I have all of my gaming consoles on that. I am a gamer, though I don't actually game as much as somebody would think if they would see it. I game maybe twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. If a new game comes out and I'm really swept into it, I'll play it for 2 weeks, maybe daily, and then I'm done. But yeah, that's my favorite desk, and I'm hoping that somehow I can incorporate it into my bedroom, because it's a very pretty desk. It looks very old, which it isn't. It is dark brown. I mean, hopefully I will be able to show you soon if I can put it on my in my bedroom. The only problem is there's a TV on it for the gaming consoles, of course, and I would not have anywhere to place them. So I don't really know if I'm gonna be able to incorporate into my bedroom. I mean, it would be perfect in a way of, if I were to get it into my bedroom, then it would definitely be looking very cool. It's definitely made for a writer. It feels like a writer's desk. So when it comes to that, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a mess. I just don't know where to go with a lot of stuff. If you're wondering what this is just these are technically 2 book closets, but I'm using them for other sort of storage. I wanted to make them full mode books, but my dad didn't like it, and he just started to put stuff in there, so that's unfortunate. But he wanted to hang this in front of it, or at least it was something else. It was blue with stripes and it was really ugly, but he wanted something in front of it, so I took this, and it's actually pretty. It's not as ugly. It's gray, it fits with the white, so yeah, it's not as bad, but it is what it is. It's definitely not my choice. As you can probably see, can you? Yeah, I found my hair dye, by the way. It's right away here. Yeah, okay, this is yeah, a little bit more difficult than I would think, but yeah, it's on the end. It's literally standing on 2 books. They're not my favorite books, so if they leak, it doesn't matter as much. Actually, those are 2 of my favorite books. Anyway, the packages don't leak anyway. I did check before putting them on there. But yeah, so hopefully it's gonna be a thing. But yeah, I have no clue when my bedroom will be even started, because right now my social worker is sick. She has a severe lung infection. I haven't heard from her since last week on Monday. I hope that she's okay. And I didn't see her the week before either, I think because I had to call off. Or did she have to call off? I'm not 100% sure, but it's been a couple of weeks, and so we do have the plans to change my bedroom. It actually came from her. And yeah, hopefully we can start that soon, but I have no clue what it's gonna take. I don't know what it's gonna cost. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I mean, I have a couple of ideas in my head. Some pretty good ideas as well. Like there's definitely at some point gonna be a sound system, but I'm very limited on money right now because I had to give myself a budget. If I want to do my traveling next year, I kind of had to save a lot of money to make sure that next year will be fine. But yeah, I have about 400 euro that I'm gonna be spending on my room. Hopefully that's enough. If not, my dad is willing to jump in and help me financially. So yeah, once again, I'm very lucky to have my dad, even though I'm not always saying that. I mean, I know I'm lucky. This is the back of my camera, by the way. Just saying. Nothing awkward. And the black thing above, that's my makeup brush set, which is currently new. It's not being used, which is why it's up there. It's safe to put it there. It's not gonna dirty anything. I'm fidgeting with this thing, by the way. That's what you hear. But yeah, so when it comes to my plans, I have no idea when it's gonna start. I don't know how much I'll be able to film. I know my social worker doesn't really like to be filmed, so I'm gonna film a before and after of each time that we change something. My biggest guess is 400 euro is definitely not gonna be enough, and I have no clue what my dad is willing to jump in. But I'm basically gonna see if maybe I can do it in pieces, right? So the start will be whatever I can pay for the 400, and then gradually just add things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be thrown out as well. There are these giant white, very ugly clothing closets that need to be rid of. I mean, I could put them on free on Marktplaats, something like Craigslist, to see if somebody wants them, but I doubt it. They're really ugly, and for a free alternative, they can definitely get better. Whenever I look on Marketplace for free stuff, there is usually quite a lot of things like this, so I doubt that anybody wants them. I'm just gonna throw them out if I can. Sorry, I'm itching again. I'm always having issues with my ears as well. But yeah, it's kind of crazy what you can find on free. Before I was 15, by the way, you would find a lot of kittens for free. But one day somebody would start reporting that kittens would be picked up and they would be unalived. So people started putting them up for 100 euro each, so nobody will pick them up to be unalived. That's, yeah, you have crazy bastards out there. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I'm even saying this. Why am I putting this in this video? Why? Weird ass brain. My brain is doing funny things again, but okay. But yeah, you can find so many free things. There's also a lot of free bunnies. I have considered more than once to pick up a couple, but I know my dad wouldn't be happy. That was about the weirdest sound ever. Okay, sorry, the window's open and I can hear just about every weird sound outside. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this video. I hope you watched till the end. It would be great to hear your feedback on whether or not this background is working. It would be great if it did, because yeah, I do like this a lot more than what I have over there. Not that I don't like the plants. I do like the plants and the leaves on the side, but I kind of don't like the background in a way of seeing the windows with with the things covering the windows, to say it in the most basic English way I can probably do. I know what they're called in English. I just, yeah. Every time I'm on camera, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, this doesn't happen. But when I'm on camera, when I'm talking to the camera, it always happens. But yeah, I really don't like the background over there. While over here is the stuff that I really like and love. If you want the background on that painting over there, by the way, well, both of them, there's a couple in this house. I'm sorry, I'm having issues. I can. I knew the painter. She was actually my dad's girlfriend at the time, before she passed. So if you want some context on that, if you want some background on that, there's a lot of paintings, by the way. There's one over there, one over there, one over there, one over there, another one over, two over there, excuse me, and another one over there. There's a lot of paintings of her. I don't know if people would like me to talk about her. If you do, let me know, and I will give you my perspective. I'm not sure if her family members are gonna be happy about it, so I will need to ask their permission, because I do not want to just speak on somebody's life without their permission, or at least not the sad parts. Of course, I can tell you something about the paintings and about her as a painter, but if I'm going into the more private stuff and more personal stuff, I will be asking permission. For now, I'm gonna wish you all a very good evening. I'm gonna try to say it in a good fashion this time. I'm gonna wish you all a very good night, a very good morning, a very good day, and a very good evening, finally. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, that's okay. If you do, welcome back. I love you no matter what, and have a good night. Good night.